supposed to do something completely different. Whoa, what is going on with my hair? We were supposed to be recording a podcast for the New Hero Family podcast. This launching actually tomorrow. Um, we were going to actually film a new podcast episode today, but when Vivian went to take the cats to get their last shots, yeah, their last shots, Emma remembered that she has a party that she was supposed to go to. Like one of her school friends were throwing a party today, and they were so while they were getting wait while they were coming back from getting the shots, she realized that the party was down the street, so they swung by and yeah, they were still throwing the party even though it's slightly raining. So they stopped for a little bit, and I don't think we're gonna be able to do the podcast today, but we already have one in the canon, so it is launching tomorrow at 7 a.m. for visual, and then 6 a.m. audio, something like that. It's the Hero Family podcast. As far as updates go, my lip, check this out. It is still jacked up. I ended up biting into it while we were eating, and it's just been all tore up. And because of this, the back of my throat is just like completely dry, but it is getting better. This one here just seems to be getting worse, and this hair is getting completely out of control. So if you guys can see behind me, wait, right there, I'm watching the what is this Top Gun Maverick. Clementine is with me. She's actually right there next to Biscuit. See her? And I know what you guys are wondering. Why is Biscuit on the sofa? But we have those protectors right there to protect the sofa. So all his jewelry and everything, we can just clean those out without a problem. So Biscuit is here, and then Lacey is right there. If you guys can see, Dean right there. So basically, three of our pets are right there. The other cats are with Vivian because they went to go get their shots. Um, this is actually where we're going to be doing the family podcast, but we have like this foldable um, background that actually goes here. The table gets pulled forward, and then all the other stuff, the lights, the cameras, the actual podcast recording system goes behind it. I know right now it really doesn't look like much, but once it's all set up, it actually looks pretty good. As time goes on, we're gonna obviously upgrade things, and we're gonna make things a lot better. But we're kind of just starting now, so we're trying to see what works and what doesn't. Vivian, actually, now that I'm giving you guys an update, Vivian has failed at her New Year's diet. Yeah, New Year's diet. She lasted about a week maybe, and then I caught her with Twinkies and snacks in her car, and that was probably like 8 days in. And from there, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do better, whatever." Right? Probably about 3 days after that, she was just snacking at work, and she's been snacking, sneaking little things at work. And then yesterday, she just said, "You know what? Screw it, I give up." And she had Wingstop, and her diet has just completely gone to crap. As far as my diet goes, I've been very, very, very strict on it. That at the beginning of the year, I started off at 125 pounds, which is honestly a lot because when I was small and I would hear that Homer Simpson was 120 pounds, it just seemed crazy to me. Like, damn, that's super fat. But now that I'm kind of looking at myself, I'm like, you know what? It is fat, but it's not as fat as I had imagined. But anyways, since I started my diet really, really, really strict, today is what, the 12th, 13th, something like that. I've dropped 21 pounds because um, 203. I'm 203 pounds. So I'm expected to be at 185 by mid or late February. And then I'm going to start, fluctuating my meals and then kind of get a little bit more loose so that my body kind of just adjusts to it. Right now, so the first week was just strict, strict, strict. This week that just passed, Saturday was my only cheat day, but even then, it was just like one cheat meal, which was lunch, because I'm still very active and it allows me to burn that off, but it's not too excessive that it kind of just sits there. And then, Sunday through Friday, it's just right back to the diet, which really works for me. I implement little things, I snack a lot, but it's just stuff to kind of keep me full, kind of like these little things right here. It's 170. um, calories for 7 pieces, but because it's oatmeal, it does tend to kind of expand in your stomach, and it does fill you up a lot, even though it doesn't really seem like much because these things are very small. Check this out. So it's probably the size of a nickel. See that? It's the size of a nickel. But like I said, because it's oatmeal, they do kind of expand and makes you feel full. And then you just wash that down with water. I usually do it with coffee. And it just is filling. Then I have some yogurts and stuff like that. But as far as today's live stream goes, that was basically the plan. I was going to set up the little studio. We were going to record the podcast. And at the same time, I was going to live stream it for our page because the podcast is specifically for its own page, the Hero Family Podcast. You can find it on YouTube under that name, or you can find it on any other audio platform that hosts podcasts. It'd be available basically everywhere. But since Emma had that party that she went to, that we're not going to do it. Hopefully, she comes back before it gets too late, and we'll probably still be able to do the podcast today. But the live stream is no longer going to be a part of it. So that was actually what we were going to do today. You guys were going to actually just join us on the live stream while we record the podcast. There will be actually launch. It will go live next Monday because that's the plan right now. That every Monday the podcast will go live. It's not your typical traditional podcast. It's more of a visual, but the audio does tend to go really well with it. But it's more of a visual, and it's more like an activity podcast where we're actually doing stuff and we're discussing, family issues, and then just talking, having a good time while being doing activities. And that's basically all that's been going on. It's been raining the entire weekend, and we haven't really gone outside except from yesterday. We did go out, and they were jumping in the puddles and stuff like that. But aside from just like the live stream, that's basically all that's really going. That's all that's going on actually, and just talking right now is still hurting my lips. So if I'm slurring my words, or if you can hear me like doing that, is because this whole section keeps filling up with saliva, and I keep having to suck it back, which sounds really gross saying it, and it also sounds really gross just talking about having to suck back the saliva and then hearing me slurping. But that's just what's going on right now. This hair is most definitely going to get cut today. I can't make it to a barber, but for Christmas under the White Elephant game, I ended up getting a whole grooming kit. It comes with the clippers, the trimming, and then the nose trimmer. So later on tonight, I'm just gonna cut it all. I'm gonna cut it down to probably like a one or a two, and just get rid of this mop because I'm so sick and tired of it. It does whatever it wants, and then it just keeps doing this. It keeps doing this, and no matter how many times, it just keeps coming back. So I'm just beyond frustrated with it. But anyways, like I said, that's what's going on. And tomorrow we do have a brand new episode for the vlogs, and we'll move forward from there. Hopefully, oh man, so hopefully you guys stick around. Hopefully you guys tune in to the other things that we have going on, and we'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for tuning in to this live stream. Peace.